Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to give these trucks a second shake because in our first video we put them into a place where they really could not survive anything. Maine is a really difficult map, and only the strongest trucks can do that map, kind of like the Yukon. So we're here on Wisconsin where there are some slightly better roads, though honestly parts of this map are also horrible. But we're going to try to do some road fixing today, see how far we can get. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to see about repairing a bridge, and we'll use each of these trucks to do a little bit of road repair so that we can give them a little bit more of a shakedown, something that will be a little bit more usable for video. It'll be a longer video too, but here we go. I have a feeling this is going to get stuck because we got stuck when we were pulling a load, but that load was really heavy. So let's see how we do loadless and then with a steel beam coming back, but like a regular load for this truck. Once again, unfortunately, we have to go through this mud pit, and that... I think Micah said he found a faster, easier way through it. But unfortunately, he's got a bunch of stuff going on today, so he couldn't join me. So I don't know where that spot is, but I will say it's not going to be... We're probably going to have difficulty getting to it.
Are you showing Daddy Pika Pika?
Pika Pika! And once again, the water, yeah. Into the murky depths, and I'm not surprised that this happened, especially after we've been through it a bunch of times. Let's just see if I can slowly ease my way through. We're going to rock the steering wheel back and forth. We probably are going to have to use the winch point when we get in really deep water. I'm going to see if I can reach. Yeah, we can reach now, so we'll start pulling our way across. The big issue is going to be getting around the rocks. And honestly, coming back. But I just want to see if the truck's capable of doing it, and it looks like it may be. But we are really struggling, and once again, like I said, for this part of the map, I would definitely have, you know, if I was going to use trucks like these as my regulars on this map and had to go through this area frequently, I would leave a truck on the other side of the river just to help pull them through. Even a 4x4 would probably be enough. But you can see here, I'm making it, but it's going to take me a while. So I'm going to pause and work on getting through this, and I'll get back to you once I'm getting close to the other side. And so the service truck comes out, and we get through pretty easily. Once again, it takes a while. Now, you are going to want to put service trucks, obviously, through the map, and I always do that when I play this game. I end up putting service trucks around the map to fuel things and repair things. So you definitely want to leave one in this area to help ferry cars across or trucks across. The only reason you'd want to stick with a truck like this versus something that's heavier duty is that these trucks get pretty good mileage. So it does help in the long run if you're trying to conserve on fuel. Or just not have to keep refilling every 5 minutes. This truck can go a pretty good distance without having to refuel. And you can see here, we get up the hill, no problem. It's just getting across that horrible swamp that everyone has problems with, that's you know, difficult. So let's see, is there anything available? We want to craft metal frames. Now, I don't know if this will work or not. We'll have to see how this works. I don't know if you have to bring steel beams in. I thought we could just get metal frames from here, but after all that disappointment. All right, the generator. Turn on generator. Change truck. And I want to craft. Oh, no. Oh, look at this. Okay. So, yeah, so you can just make as many as you want. I need two. And then I'm going to load these onto the truck. So I'm going to go, let's see, I think it's the right trigger. There we go. So there's our first set that we need. And we should probably hop in the other device and shut that generator down and change trucks. Though I don't know if the generator has to be shut down because I don't think it burns fuel unless you're actually actively making stuff. Now, I'm just going to back down because this is going to be tricky to... So we'll deliver our first beam with this truck, and then we'll grab the Pinnacle, I mean the TerraPro, and deliver a load with that and see how these trucks do. Once again, it's a pretty capable truck, and I unfortunately, the circumstances that we've been in the whole time I've been using it have not proven it so. But Mike and I are playing with it the other night, and they're not bad. And they got a decent amount of pull power, and they're strong. But they just get bogged down in muddy conditions. But most trucks here in this place get bogged down. This is a very bad crossing. I'm going to try to go over on this side. Mike is always like, go over here. I'm going to see if this works. I think he goes around the outside of that rock. So we'll try it. See where these rocks are? That means it's shallower, so we might have a better chance of getting around here. Looks like Micah was right, as usual. I think that's a breakable one, probably. No, it works. Look at that. That one was a good one. It pulled us right up. So let's see if we can get out of here now. Okay, we're making it all the way out. We're out. So that was a good route. Thank you, Micah. That's actually a much better route than the other way. And so now we're going to get back on the road, and the rest of this should be pretty smooth sailing. Once again, I decided for this video we're going to use the snorkel that's on the hood. That's pretty cool, huh? There's like a hooded snorkel. And once again, here's the cockpit of the truck. It is the typical Mack modern cockpit. So it looks the same as the Anthem. I'm trying to think of what the other one is called too. The Mack, I guess it is the Anthem. Like the on-road version. I'm trying to think of what that one's called. But you can see here for these parts, you get great mileage through these areas, like 3 or 4 miles per gallon, or liters per. Wait, miles per liter is what I should say. We can. Oh yeah, and I forgot we need to turn that on. Yeah, 3.6. Going uphill, we're under load, so 7 to 8. Still, that's pretty good mileage. We haven't used a lot of fuel either, even with all that wheel spinning. So this is where this truck lives happily. Not so much in the other locale. But you can see here, due to its, tall suspension, even rough dirt roads are fine. And you do have that diff lock option to keep it from getting stuck when the wheels start to spin. And so quickly we get to our objective. Yep. And so this is the kind of stuff that this truck is made for, expediting things around the map, sticking to the roads. Once again, if you get into muck, it's capable of doing this kind of stuff. And here we're going to get a little mud pit to test it out. Once again, I would put it into diff lock before you get into the mud. And low gear or low once you're in the muck. We'll keep the wheels from stopping forward motion. It's only when you have the really deep, like above the hubs type water situation that you start having big issues. So there we go. It performed fairly admirably. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab the TerraPro, and we're going to take it for the same adventure. The Zeke's Mack TerraPro. There we go. And once again, this one has the garbage truck vintage interior. Fire truck, garbage truck, cab over. Now this truck has all-time diff for an all-time easy experience. See how easily we cross this river. And just this section here is the hard part. We do have something to winch to if we need to, but we get through it pretty good. Now, I feel like this truck is a little stronger than the Pinnacle. It is stronger. It's a bit honky-stronky. I think we're going to need to use our handy-dandy winch to pull ourselves out of this spot right here. Maybe. Winch connected. Get those front wheels up on dry ground. I'm standing on solid ground. And once again, even with the largest motor and the off-road kit, we're doing pretty fairly decent liters per mile. Yeah. And these trucks will do well on the second map here too. There's not a ton of mud on the second map, and there's a pretty decent roadway. So anywhere that you have a decent road infrastructure, even if there is mud and like rocks and stuff, these trucks are fine. It's just the deep mud water mix that cause them to have issues. So don't be afraid of these trucks. And once again, this is why I made this video. I wanted you to see them actually getting something done, so you can see they're not complete waste. But if you are somebody who doesn't like a challenge, or who just wants all the trucks to be super buff, and I'm not saying that that might sound condescending. I do not mean it to sound that way. There's lots of people that want just super strong trucks, and they don't like getting stuck or having to use the winch, and they get irritated when they have to do that. I prefer it. I like it. But most people aren't gluttons for punishment like I am. So I'll tell you right now, these trucks are definitely aimed towards what I like, and the fact that I can use them in a challenging situation, but I may get stuck. Just knowing that it's not always going to go real well with these trucks, and if you can accept that, then you probably will enjoy them. But if you don't like trucks that struggle, these are definitely not going to be good trucks for you. Let's see, I think I got off course here a little bit, but we do have something to winch to, so we should be okay. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh no! Oh no! Oh lordy. I don't know how this is gonna work. I've never been in the river with a truck before, like in this part of the river. Oh no! Oh man. No! Well, the whole point of doing this was so that I could push the cargo back in. Alright, let's pretend this never happened. Or that never happened. We're going to try this again in a little bit more orderly fashion. This time I'm going to go in over here. And we're just going to take our time. Nice and slow. Believing we're not going to get stuck. We're not going to get stuck in this river. All right, we're good. See, nice and easy. The hardest part is getting up over these rocks, because the front doesn't want to go. Let's see if we can make a self-attached point. That spot right there is going to be the best for us. I think it's going to pull the tree up, but we should have enough to get up over these rocks, and that actually might help us lift a little too. Gotta be careful. Come on, baby. Okay. The rocks are wet, so as usual we don't get any traction. Try to pull a bit with the winch. There we go. And that should be it for the winching. So that wasn't too bad of a crossing. So we know now. So there you go. We just showed that we can get across that horrible spot by finding a new route. And so once again, it takes these trucks up a notch. You just have to know the route. Once again, I've never tried that before, but Mike always was saying, you know, you go around. And I'm like, what does he mean? Well, now we know that any truck is capable of doing this map. We didn't even need the pull truck. So from this point forward, the rest of the journey should be fairly easy. Now, you can see here from the fuel, we burned up a little bit of fuel, but honestly, as long as we've been running, that's not bad. And once again, that's the bonus to using these less capable trucks, if you will. They get better mileage, so you can go a lot further with them without having to refill. However, it does take longer to get through some of those obstacles, so you kind of have to weigh what you want to do. But my inkling is trucks like this, you got the 990, the 880, both from Kenworth, and then you've got these new Mack trucks. And there are a couple Westerns, the Western Star, I guess the 57X, though that is not as capable because it doesn't have as many attachments. You've got several trucks to pick from that are good road trucks, and they can handle this kind of stuff easily. As long as you don't have deep water. And if you do, then you got to figure out another way around, or you just can't use them. And through this part, we'll use low gear. So, with our terrible start off in this video and the horrible first look that we had in Maine, and once again, I would not use these trucks in Maine. There's not very many spots in Maine where there's even good roads or bad roads. They're just mostly muck. These are not going to be a good truck for that option. But for this map, for Michigan, for Alaska, for probably Tennessee, North Carolina, Austria, Eurasia, all of those maps, these trucks are very viable. And I'm glad I went back and did this so you guys could see, because I know Mike and I ran them last night, and we had a pretty good night with them. We didn't have a lot of bad experiences, so I just wanted to redo this and kind of give you guys the opportunity to see that they're really not bad trucks. They're actually pretty good trucks. You just have to make sure that you pick the right roads for them, and it may mean that you have to go around a little bit longer distance to get somewhere, but that's okay because these get such good mileage that you'll still burn less gas doing that. So, and you can see even though we're getting bogged in, it's doing a pretty good job digging its way through. And these are just once again, the stock Mack tires seem to have the best ratings. They have excellent mud and good off-road. So even though it was a rough start, I think both of these trucks proved themselves out. And once again, they have a whole array of different backs available for them. So I think that that makes them, also very usable. That you can actually, put like pretty much every type of back is available for both trucks. So they are very flexible. Oh yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this off-road trek as we put the actually put these trucks to use tonight instead of just looking at them and running them through some mud. This kind of proved to me that they were a little bit better than I thought they were, and they are not bad trucks at all. They're just not super strong in the mud. They're not going to be good in really muddy situations. So you got to pick your roads. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Have a great night. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help, and we will see you next time on Snowrunner. And don't forget, if you want to support the channel, buy me a coffee. The link will be in the description. It'll also be down below in a pinned comment, but this is your way of supporting me, your favorite content creator. Even $1, anything helps, the money goes pretty much back into the equipment, the electricity, the internet, all that stuff is expensive. And so it helps us cover our costs as we do this content for you for free. Anyway, have a great night, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.